I felt like I didn't belong until I found my inner truth. My name is Mei, and I'm your host of this podcast. I want to invite you on this spiritual and philosophical journey to find love, acceptance, inner truth, and a sense of belonging, in spite of a multicultural background. Let's get together, start the conversation on traditions and values, and overcome our issues with labels. Let's stop trying to fit in boxes that were not made for us. And let's stop looking at what makes us different and see what brings us together without losing our authenticity. If you like the podcast, please give it a 5-star rating. This will give more people the opportunity to find us, or share it with someone who will benefit off of it. In today's episode, I just want to give you a quick update on what has been going on and the weird name change of the podcast. So thank you for listening into this, and have a good day. Servus guys and hello. I decided to do this episode in this format. So some of you guys are going to see it on my Facebook page, and some of you guys are going to just hear it on the podcast. As you've probably noticed, I have been a little bit silent around the whole thing. And it's been because I've been a little bit on soul searching for the whole purpose of this podcast, because on one hand I wanted to talk about the topics of multicultural people, but on the other hand I also wanted to talk about starseeds and spiritual things and philosophical things that have to do with all of us on a day-to-day basis. And so I have decided to split everything a little bit, because I really enjoyed the interviews and I liked meeting mixys and interviewing them and see how they were brought up and what made them realize about their identity, what they, what challenges they had and had to face, and just in general, like how were they brought up, because it's interesting to see how other people became mixys themselves and were influenced by other cultures. So I'm leaving this podcast the way it is, so it's going to remain just with the name multicultural, and we're only doing interviews. And so the way it's going to happen is that I'm just gonna, whenever I meet a mixy, I'm going to interview that mixy and then post it for you guys. But I'm already creating something else because I don't want to miss out on the starseed and spiritual and philosophical part. So I am in the process of creating another podcast that is going to be called Messages from a Starseed, that will go online on July 1st. And I'm going to be doing, I don't want to call it readings, but it's going to be with cards, because I have created some cards for myself. I learned how to do that on Hawaii back then. And so what I want to do is, I want to use these cards to send you messages from our higher selves, because I always believe that even though I'm receiving them, they're sort of, whoever listens to them receives them for a purpose. So I'm going to start doing weekly readings for you guys from those cards, so getting the messages out there, and that's going to go online on July 1st. So stay tuned for that podcast. And so I just wanted to give you an update on this. In the next couple of days I'm going to upload the last interview that I did, which was really incredible, with a guy from what's it called again, Cape Verdes, that grew up in Switzerland. So it's a nice mix. And we had a really interesting and nice conversation, so I'm going to put that one up for you guys probably next week. Just wanted to let you know about the changes that are going to be coming up. And I hope you stay tuned, and I also hope that you come on over and listen into the other podcast. And sending you a big hug here from Thailand, from beautiful Thailand, and wishing you all the best, and just be as beautiful and as you can be in every moment. Bye, servus.